Hi guys, welcome back to Frame and Scholar. Today we'll be doing something different. I will be showing some tips with you guys that will help you in making your routine, the routine in which you study, the time which you use to study, more effective. So thank you to Gurtaj for giving me this idea to make such a video. So thank you so much, Gurtaj. And one more thing is that he was asking for a timetable. So I really thought that timetable won't be much useful because in a timetable I will be sharing you the things which I feel like might be good, but if I share a timetable with you, then you might not be able to get comfortable with it because you have your own stuff to do. So I will be sharing you some tips instead of a timetable, so you can take these tips and fix them into a routine, or you can involve them in your routine and you can study daily with these tips. So I hope uh, you guys and Gurtaj like this video, and if you do, then do not forget to leave a like on this video, comment down in the comment section, and if you're new, then please subscribe to my YouTube channel, and thank you so much. So the first thing that I want you to know is that you must set priorities in your daily routine or in your daily life. These priorities I will be explaining you with some examples like how to set priorities and all those stuff. And yeah, so let us begin. So here I have taken some like daily examples which you might be doing or might be facing in your life. Like your mom told to go buy some milk, you have a test coming on this, let's say Monday. You have to revise chemistry, the chapter which just got over. You have some home chores to do, like you have to do cleaning your bed, making your clothes and all those stuff. You have some physics PYQs. PYQs are previous year questions. So yeah, uh, that is it. And you might be using social media, so I thought I will be including this. So you might have this kind of stuffs in your daily life or uh, in your normal day. So let's start by, you have to go buy milk. Let's say today is Saturday, so you have to go buy milk. So while buying milk, you might be thinking you can just tell your mom like, I can't go, I have a test to do. You can set it as a low priority, or you can just go finish it off really fast and like remove it. Why to keep it as a priority? So you just have go finish it off, and yeah, you're done. You just remove milk as one of your priorities now. Or you can just give off this task to your brother or sister if you have. Then you have got test. Now test, you can't give it to someone else because it's your test, your class test, that which can't be avoided also, until and unless your teacher decides to like avoid it. So it is gonna stay it. So since it is on this Monday, it should be your high priority. Let's say you are, it is Saturday night, you're planning for your next day, so test must be your high priority. You must get good marks in it. uh, yeah. Then you have chemistry, like recently a chapter got over, so you're trying to revise it. So it's not necessary, but it is important, so you can like set it as a medium priority. And you have got to do some home chores, uh, like cleaning and all this stuff. So this home chores, you can set it as a low priority. If it is Sunday, so you must prepare very hard. uh, Either you can just finish it off like we did with the milk thing, or you can set it as a low priority. So just as a variant, I'm putting it as a low priority, or you can just go and finish it off fast, like be done with it under half an hour. And then you have got some physics PYQs. Now this physics PYQs are, let's say you're very not very good at physics, so uh, you must practice physics every day, like it's your one of your routine, then you can either set it as a medium priority or as a high priority, or yeah, basically anything. And then at last, you want to use social media. Let's say you just can't uh, leave it apart. So I suggest that social media should be always one of your low priorities, or you can use it uh, in a good way also, which I'll be showing you later. But it should always be your low priority. That is, you must finish off all those stuff and then relax and use out your social media. But if you are using social media, let's say YouTube, to for your studies and all those stuff, you can figure out some time, a proper time, which you'll be giving it to it, and you can just use it properly. So that is it. That's how you set priorities. So you must be setting priorities uh, when you have some choices. Then of course you must set priorities. So that is it. That is how you should set priorities. So I'll revise it again. So something that is just coming up, you can set it as a high priority and it is really important too, you can't skip it, then it should be a high priority. Something which is important but it is not needed right now, then you can set it as a medium priority. Something which has to be done every day, but you can skip it for now because you have something which is more important than that, then you can set it as a low priority. And then there is something in which you are weak at but you want to get good at that particular thing, then you can either set it as a medium priority or as a high priority. So yeah, that is it. And at last, social media, if you use it for entertainment, then it should be a low priority because you have more stuff to do. And also, if you're using social media before all those stuff, uh, you will be just binge watching or binge doing that social media stuff, like you are on a YouTube loop and all this stuff. So that must be at your uh, end of your day and not at the beginning of your day or after completing all the tasks. So that is it. So now when you are studying, there are three processes which we should follow or we must follow, uh, and these three steps or processes, they will be very helpful for us. So the first is absorbing the topic. When we are new or when we are starting out a new chapter or a topic, then we must understand the particular topic at the first time. We must then we must have some revision for it. That is our second topic. That is, we should use spaced repetition, that is basically revision. And then at last, we must practice it and practice it a lot. So the first thing is absorbing the topic, that is understanding the topic. Now there are mostly two types of subjects. There are theoretical ones, and there are the one with theory and numericals. So yeah, for theory, you just you can use this thing, that is, you must see all the subtopics. You just uh, read it out, like that is introduction. Now this chapter, it is from biology, it is about ecosystem. So introduction about ecosystem, you can just think like what is its importance, what all it includes and all those things. Then there is type of ecosystem, like there is land, air, water and all those stuff. There is natural and there is man-made, all those stuff. So yeah, that's how you just pay attention to the subtopics. uh, Try pressurizing your brain on thinking like what it should be about, nutrient cycle and all this stuff. You can see you must have some small dots which you must join and understand, like okay, how these are related to ecosystem and all this stuff. And one thing is, you can scan the book. By scanning, I mean you just go through each pages, you can read the subtopics. uh, I mean just uh, read the heading or the subheadings and all this stuff. You just read it, go through the pictures, try relating what they are based on. And yeah, you should just scan the whole chapter. before reading it, or as I'll be telling you now, after scanning or after going through the subtopics, the most important thing is you start reading the topic. If it is theory also, or if it is a subject which has theory and numericals like physics and maths, all this stuff. So first out, so the first thing is to uh, just read the topic and understand it well. You just read it once, okay, and after reading it once, let's say we have this introduction topic, so you just read it out, and after reading it out there is something called active recall. So after reading it out, you just close the book or you just hide this content, and you are just revising in your mind, or you're just recalling like what you have just learned right now. So that is really beneficial, because it like it's like when you're pressuring some topic or some event is there in your life, you are paying it, giving it more attention, then it stays in your brain for more time. So it is just like that. So, and after active recall, that is, you have remembered like what was this about, what all it included and all this stuff. If you want to go way more deeper into that, you can make questions. Like if you have theory, you can make questions on that, like I have made over here. You can see this is one chapter from biology, that is reproduction in animals. So there is introduction and all those subtopics are also included. So after reading each topic, I used active recall, that is I recalled what was included in that, and then I made some questions over here. This questions I have made in OneNote. You can make another notebook, or you can take a like physical pen and paper, and you just make some questions for you, uh, keep him in a file or have a separate notebook for them. It will be really beneficial for you. uh, as I'll be telling you, it is good for revision also later. So you can make questions from each and every topic. uh, you can see for every chapter you can make. So that is it, you can make questions for that. And now while uh, having this whole uh, while doing all this three-step process, I will be telling you that there is one technique, it is called the Pomodoro technique. Now the basic of Pomodoro technique is that you study or you focus on one thing for a certain amount of time, and then you have a break, or you just kind of distract yourself, uh, or get away from the topic for a small amount of time. So that is what is Pomodoro technique. And repeating that focus state and non-focus state again and again, that is called the Pomodoro technique. So basically, the humans or the person who have never paid attention or focused like for a long time, or he has not studied well, then what he can do is he can use this Pomodoro technique. That is, he studies or he pays attention on focuses on one particular thing for 25 minutes. In that 25 minutes, he tries doing all these things uh, for 25 minutes, and after the 25 minutes are over, he takes a 5-minute break, where, as I told, you can use this time as social media, but you must be aware like it's only for 5 minutes. And if you can't wait, or if you can't stop watching social media or using social media in that particular amount of time, then I suggest you do not use the social media thing. You just go out, have some walk, or you have a power nap and all this stuff. You can have that. And now we are done with understanding the topic. Now the second thing which is important is spaced repetition, that is revising this topic that we have learned right now. So in spaced repetition, what we are doing is, after a particular interval of time, we are repeating what we have learned, but it is in a smarter way, that is I will be telling you right now. But we are repeating it after a certain amount of time. So let's say you studied this topic, you understood this well. Now after 2 days, what you should do is you should revise this again. And Now you have understood the topic, you have revised it once. Now after 4 days, again you should revise this thing, and after that, after 1 week, or after 1 week you should again revise, and then again after 3 weeks or 4 weeks you should revise again, and then after a month, like that you should keep revising this stuff, so that you don't forget it and it always stays in your mind. Your concepts are clear. Some concepts might be needed for other chapters also, so it helps you in always remembering the particular concept that you have learned. So in space repetition, I have told you after certain amount of time you should revise it again. Now I'll be telling you like how to revise it. So instead of doing all this process again while revising, what you can do is you can just use your active recall. That is, after you have understood or read this chapter, you have made questions on it and all that thing, then what you can do is you just see the subheadings or subtopics, and for each one of them you pay some time and try to recall what was involved in that, what all important things were there. And if you're not able to recall what was there, you should go read that topic again, try to understand it again. It means that you are weak at that particular thing, so you keep on doing like this thing. You should revise. You are revising by just looking at the headings, and then you are revising what was involved in that, you are recalling it, and this will be good for initial 3-4 space repetition. But after that you should take this more further, like you should not open the book at all. You just take a piece of paper and pen, or anywhere you just like a chapter is there, so just take out the chapter, and from the starting, like start writing or start recalling what you have learned. Just write down the subheading like introduction. So what was involved in the introduction, you can write down 1 or 3 lines about that, or you can just speak it out, like what was there in that particular topic, and do like that for all the topics. And yeah, that is it for space repetition. And uh, over here, one more thing which will be beneficial uh, for theory subject, it is good that you can use these questions which were there. You can go through these questions, that is, you just read out the question, try answering them by yourself, and if you're not able to understand or answer that particular question, go through that particular text or that chapter where it was there and read it again and again until you are able to answer all these questions. And if you are looking at a chapter or a subject in which uh, a bit less theory is there, and there is more concept required and you have to solve questions, and that is numericals, so you just do the exercises which are given, or you can search out uh, more questions about that particular topic and try solving them as much as possible. So yeah, that is how you revise that thing, and you revised in a particular manner, that is space repetition. That is after a certain amount of time. Let's say initially you understood, then after that at the third day you're revising again, then at the seventh day, and then after 3 weeks or 2 weeks, then after that 1 month, and yeah, so on till you know this. And once you're good at both of these things, that is, you have understood it well, you have revised it enough, then you can come on to the thing that is practice. By practice, I mean you will be getting prepared for that particular exam which you're going to give. That is, you will be practicing out all the PYQs, that is previous year questions. uh, it will be helpful if you go through them chapter wise. That is, even after completing one chapter you should go through the PYQs of that particular chapter. But if you have done all that thing, then at the or when your exams are coming over, or when you have completed the portions, then you can go for like full examination part. That is, uh, assume as you are sitting in the examination hall, you're writing that particular question paper in the particular amount of time which is required. So yeah, that is it. So that is the three steps which are really beneficial for you or for everyone uh, to study effectively. So yeah, that is it. So I would like to revise what I have told right now. So the first thing is to set priorities in your daily routine. Then in your daily routine, when you're studying something, it must be in a stepped process. That is, uh, you must be understanding that particular thing at first, then you must be revising it again, and you must revise it in a particular manner or in a particular pattern, which is our spaced repetition, and then you should be practicing it uh, again and again. And the important thing is, uh, you should apply spaced repetition to practice also. That is, you should repeat practicing all these chapter wise questions, or all this NEET and JEE things, or anything which you're preparing for, or you have exam. You should revise it or repeat writing this paper, solving this paper again and again. Even if you are a commerce student like business studies and all this stuff, you should repeat it again, no matter what the subject is. uh, the most important thing is practice. So uh, at last, just give your 100%. And yeah, I would like to end this video by a quote by Zig Ziglar. So he said that if you're not willing to learn, then no one can help you, but if you're willing to learn, then no one can stop you. So that is it, guys. No one will stop you if you are willing to learn. Always have that will to learn something new, and you will be great at it. So, yeah, just keep on learning. Thank you, guys. Bye.